welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to sew this spaghetti strap dress with 4 style lines, 2 at the front and 2 at the back. In my previous video, I showed you how to make the pattern for this dress, so be sure to check that video out first before watching this video. So I actually wanted to make this dress in a black fabric because my intention is to wear it underneath a sheer dress that I'll be making later on. However, I saw this Ankara fabric and I decided to make it in this Ankara fabric for the first time. Now, what is the reason for knowing how to sew if you cannot make whatever you want to make in however many fabrics you want to make it, right? I know. So the dress is extremely simple to make, and why I really like it is that it's so versatile because you can decide to dress it up by wearing a pair of heels or dress it down by wearing a pair of flats, sandals or slippers. Now, I personally don't wear sneakers, nothing against it, it's just not me, but I can see people wearing this pair of sneakers as well. Just to show you how easy this style of dress can be worn. Alright then, so go ahead and grab all your grabables and let's get cracking already. But before you do, have a look at the subscribe button below and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Give this video a like if you want to see more of these kind of videos from me. And also let me know if you have a question or two in the comment section below. Okay then, so without talking too much, let's get cracking already. My name is Ijeoma and welcome to my sewing diary. The materials you will need are your pattern for the dress, your fabric. I used about 2 yards of Ankara fabric. The fabric in itself is quite opaque, so I'll not be using any lining. You'll also need some interface, basically less than half a yard. Now this will only be used to stabilize your facing and zipper allowance. You'll be needing matching thread, pins, Tailors chalk, safety pin, measuring tape and scissors. I use the pinky scissors here because I did not plan to use a lining and I also do not want to overlock my seam allowance. I'll also be leaving the full list in the description box below. Place your pattern on the fabric and cut according to instructions. You will also be cutting 2 1/4 inch wide strips of interface for your zipper. It should be as long as your zipper. You will also need to cut your interface according to your facing pattern. So when you're done cutting, you should have 1 center front piece cut on fold, 2 side back pieces, 2 side front pieces, 2 center back pieces, and 2 strips of 1 inch wide fabric cut in the total length of your straps recorded plus 1 inch. When you're done, go ahead and make strategic notches at the junctions of each seam allowance as well as other areas such as snipping off a little of the center front, your bust point, under bust, waist, hip, and where your slits will start from on all patterns accordingly. Join your pattern pieces with pins at the style lines, matching notches, and starting from the top to where your slit will start from. When you're done, you will have 1 front piece and 2 back pieces. Sew each style line with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Press open your sewn seam allowance on all pieces when you're done. On the wrong side of your back pieces, pin your strip of interface on the zipper allowance at each center back and press to secure. When you're done, starting half an inch in from the center back, pin the right side of your zipper to the right side of one of your center back pieces. Your zipper should be 1 inch away from the edge of the center back, and its excess should be facing the edge of the center back. Now you can use your tailor's chalk to mark the 1 inch zipper allowance as a guide. After pinning the zipper on one side, close the zipper, locate notch marks on the pin fabric, and transfer to both sides of your zipper with your tailor's chalk. This is so that your pattern pieces will align properly when sewing the zipper. Once you're done with making the marks, unzip the zipper and then pin the other side of the zipper to the other center back piece, right side on right side, and matching notches. When you're done, sew close to the zipper teeth with your zipper foot on both sides, and also close the bottom of the center back like so. Press open your sewn zipper allowance at the wrong side of your back piece, and then pinning right side on right side, sew your front and back sides together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and also press open the seams when you're done. Because fabrics don't all behave alike, this is the point where you should do a test fit to make sure that your dress fits properly and adjust where necessary. Prepare your facing by pinning and pressing the interface to the main facing fabrics, and then placing right side on right side, attach the sides of the facings when you're done. I used the pattern to guide me and make sure I was aligning them properly. After which you would then sew the sides with a 1/2 inch seam allowance, press open and trim to 1/4 inch to reduce bulk. Set this aside when you're done. Prepare your strap by folding each 1 inch strip in half on the wrong side. Press and sew with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Trim off excess to about 1/8 inch. And then to turn it, you will need to pin one end of one of the straps with your safety pin, and then insert the head of the safety pin into the strap hole. Using the head of the pin, turn the strap inside out. Pin each strap on the neckline on the right side of the front and back style lines like so. Match the facing and the neckline of your dress, right side to right side, and pin from one end to the other, matching seams and notches where necessary. You will also pin the zipper allowance of the facing and dress together on both sides. You will be stitching very close to the zipper teeth where you have pinned the facing and dress together at the center back, and with a 1/2 inch seam allowance at the neckline. Once done, trim up the seam allowance at the neckline only to a 1/4 inch, and then press and sew your trimmed 1/4 inch seam allowance to the facing to keep it down. Turn your dress to the right side and give the neckline another press. Your slits will give you 4 separate hems. So first of all, make sure you've pressed in your 1/2 inch seam allowance at each style line, and then at the hem, mark 1/2 inch in first, and then a further 1 inch down into the dress. You'll be folding the 1/2 inch mark, holding down with pins, press with your iron, and then folding it over the 1 inch mark and pinning down for all 4 hems. When you're done, stitch with a 1/8 inch seam allowance. Run a back and forth stitch at the start of each slit, and you're done! So I'm all dressed up and ready to go out. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet so that you don't miss a beat. Give this video a like if you like what you've seen so far and would like to see more of these kind of videos from me. And feel free to drop me a comment or two if you have any questions whatsoever about the process so far. Alright then, see you later. Bye!